All right, Cross the Sports World episode two, take two. We're having another crack at it, Tyler. All right, let's yeah, we have episodes, pretty chill episode. We'll talk about the All-Star weekend. Tyler, did you watch it? And the dog's making an appearance, as you can see in the corner here.
We love that.
Yeah,
We love
look
that.
at her. What is she doing? All right, she's off
All
screen.
right.
All right, what do you think about the All-Star weekend?
Well, the dunk contest sucks now. I'll tell you that right now. It's horrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with
It's
you. I think it was rigged.
I
No,
I
seriously, I think they rigged Jalen Brown to be in the final round. He
that's
he
what
was he was the
it was bad.
worst. He
Yeah, it
was the
was
worst
bad.
one.
Hmm.
He got like a 49 on one of them. And all he did was a jumped off 1 foot and brought it home with one. That's it. He did nothing.
Um,
He outscored Jacob Toppin,
you know
jumping
what? And
over a 4'11 man.
yeah, I was a little bit upset with it just because we saw Blake Griffin jumping over cars and the Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon, and we've had great dunk competitions before with Dominic Wilkins and Vince Carter and all these amazing guys, and now when you look at it, it's like no one wants to do it. No one wants to be in the dunk competition. And it's just not as enjoyable as it was. The 3-point competition's always good. Um, I thought Trey was gonna win it. I had some money on Trey to win it, and obviously Dame came and won it, so that's whatever. The 3-point
You would
competition's
have
always
money
good.
on
Mm.
Trey. You
Yeah,
would
I
have
had
money on Trey.
to. I had to. I did not watch the All-Star game just because I haven't watched the All-Star game in years since it was like the LeBron versus Giannis and the winner gave money to charity or something like that.
Hmm.
And I like that was the last one I actually watched because I feel like they were actually playing for something there. But like now it just like the All-Star game just sucks. Like there's no defense. Like when you talk about the All-Star game, you want the best versus the best in a competitive game. But instead they'll go to LA Fitness and they'll be tryhards in there and go play these and go play in
Well,
there versus the
Well,
All-Star game.
that's
And
different. This is the middle of the season,
yeah, I know.
right?
And they don't want to
These
get
guys
hurt.
want to break. I don't listen. I'm fine with how the All-Star game is. I don't find it purely enjoyable. People go to the game. People
Hmm.
watch. It's a big event still,
Yeah.
and I understand it doesn't serve the same purpose as it used to, but it allows these guys to be on a team together and have a fun weekend, relax,
Yeah.
play the game they love, have a little fun, be loose. I don't find an issue with it. I just say if you have a problem with it, don't watch it. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's okay the way it is.
Yeah.
If you want to change some rules, I like it when they did that thing where it was like once you got to so much time in the game, it was like the first to 24 or like
So,
would win.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
did it how the basketball tournament does it. Where all the alumni play. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Hmm.
By the way, they're having games in Pittsburgh this year. They just
Oh,
announced it today. Yeah, I'll be at the Peterson event, so I might go to that. I know Pitts has the team. What do they call it? The Zoo Crew. I always like that. There's always a really good D3 team on there. What are some of the other ones? There's a few good ones on there.
I don't know any of like the good ones like this year off the
Yeah,
top of my
but
head.
yeah, a few of the teams are usually good. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I'm just
mind that again. I know it kind of wore out its welcome, but again, people saying I want a competitive game. No, you don't. You
me.
just want to find something to complain about. And I know you truthfully mean that, but there's a lot of people, oh, I don't want
Yeah.
to, I want a competitive game. No, get out of here. No, you
Um,
don't. Because half the people complaining, like I have an uncle that complains about the NBA. He hasn't watched the NBA since Michael Jordan was in his fifth year. He don't know. You don't know what you don't
yeah.
know. And this is
Yeah.
one of those things: is let the All Star game be. Let the guys have fun. If you have a problem with it, don't watch it.
Well, I think the point of like what they're trying to do now is to give the fans that are there a cool experience and for the players just to like chill, have some fun. Like those players are getting a break in the middle of the season, so they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to, do something that will hurt their chances or hurt their team's chances in the future and stuff like that. But, I think I would make all the fans happy if it was an actual competitive game. And, that's just what I hope for. I don't really like the skills competition. I don't really watch that. I've always liked the 3-point competition. I think Curry versus the Sabrina girl was really cool this year, and she actually did really good.
Yeah,
She
she would
did,
have won the
yeah.
men's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she would. It was really cool. But All-Star Weekend just isn't what it was, I guess. And like when the MLB does their All-Star game, like it's actually a competitive game, and they play for home field advantage in the playoffs in the World Series. I think the NBA does the NBA do that or no? I don't think they do that anymore.
No, the NBA never did it.
Well, they should really consider it, or just put it at the end of the year. Because if they're going to do this, you might as well put it at the
They're
end of the
still,
year.
I'm telling you, they're still not going to.
It's not going to
And by the
change.
way, when people say, "Well, they play hard in the in LA Fitness," no, they don't. Yeah, you might think they do.
Yeah,
And I
you
mean,
might
like the
think
Drew
they
League and
do.
all that. But
The Drew
listen,
League's cool. I like the Drew
yeah,
League.
yeah. Listen.
I
I thought
really
it
I
was
really fuck
cool.
with
We
it.
had a summer where it was like Melo was constantly wearing a hoodie, and he
Mhm,
was
yeah,
constantly, yeah.
yeah.
That was a lot of fun. My camera is completely slanted over. Like I don't know, there were some fun things with that. So I don't mind it. I mean, I put it on in the background, whatever I'm doing. But so you know who actually is the best All-Star game?
Hmm.
The NHL.
Like I said, I never watched any NHL, and I've never seen an All-Star game
The
before.
NHL's in four they have four divisions overall in both
Okay.
conferences. In the Eastern you have the Atlantic and the Metropolitan, okay? And
Hmm.
then in the West you have the Pacific and something else. I forget what the other one's called. But what happens is all four, so you don't play for the East or the West, you play for the Pacific, the Metropolitan, the Atlantic, right? So it's a 3v3, it's a 3v3 tournament essentially.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's a lot of
sick.
fun. A lot of these players, that are rivals and hate each other get to play in the same team. And it's just, you know what? It's a lot of fun. I think this year they didn't do it that way with the Metropolitan. I think they did it the way it was like Team Giannis versus Team LeBron. I think they did it that way this year. It was like the best. I think it may have been like the best player in each division. I like that. I wouldn't even mind a hockey type of thing. The problem is the divisions are so worthless in basketball that I don't even know what
Yeah.
they are. So
It's well, every doesn't every team play each other twice, home and away, no matter what. But I think like the division teams get a little bit more. Or am I
the
wrong on that?
division, I think you play those teams four times.
4 times, yeah, two away,
I
two at
think
home.
all Eastern teams you play. No, you might
Yeah, I'm right.
because you play the West team, or if you play the opposite conference twice.
Yeah, it's home and away, and then the East team you get two at home, two away.
Yeah.
Free conference, yeah.
All right. You have
Oh,
any?
I don't know.
Go ahead. Finish
I'm
that.
just not a big fan of All-Star Weekend
Yeah.
anymore. It sucks.
I like the 3-point contest. The dunk contest, I will say it felt like each dunk was like a spectacle. It doesn't feel that way anymore. It used to feel like when Gerald Green blew the candle off of the rim, or when JaVale McGee used to like reel out a second hoop or whatnot. And
Or when Dwight Howard dunked on a 12-foot hoop
I was
or
just about to
Superman
say that.
kick.
People forget
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, the 12-foot hoop was it was kind of stupid, but I think it was very gimmicky. And now it feels like there's not that much effort into these dunks.
Yeah.
And like I'll give Obi Top, like not Obi Top. Oh, I'll give Obi Top a credit too because I did think he had a good dunk contest 2 years ago. But this year, Jacob Toppin, his second dunk was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Matt McClung. I
He
mean,
had
he
he
is
had some all right dunks. Yeah, it wasn't
he's no.
bad.
I mean, he would have won most dunk contests doing that. Like I enjoy it. Like I enjoy those dunks. But Jaime Jaquez Jr., credit to him. I didn't know he had hops like that.
Me
But
neither.
just an average dunk on, nothing against him. He just he did fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did fine.
yeah, it was all
Jalen
right.
Brown was horrible. It was bad. It was enjoyable to watch. It purely was. Him dabbing on the dunk, which I, by the way, was a tribute to a Celtics player that did it while he was in the air and got up a
Oh,
lot higher. Jalen Brown jumped over a 4'11" man sitting in a chair and then did this at the end like he did something. And
yeah,
by the way, I'm going
like
to
he was
say,
sneezing or his eyes were closed or something like
yeah,
that.
and I'm going to say this. right?
All right, let me hear it.
Okay.
All right.
Unless it is, I again, I don't. This can sound bad. I appreciate Jaylen Brown. I didn't have volume on, so I don't know what the context was. But he had a dunk that was a memory of someone I believed who passed away. Okay. He had a jersey on, and on the court, the LED court had a picture of someone, and it had a date of birth and death. Those shouldn't be allowed. Because at the end of the day, what asshole is going to not give him a 48 at least?
Yeah. It's supposed to
Like
be off the dunk, not off that.
yeah, and I'm sure it comes from a good place for Jaylen Brown. Like that's fine. Like the act I don't mind, right? But it's a problem where it's like, how am I supposed to grade that? It wasn't a very good dunk. It took him
Yeah.
3 tries and he got a 48 off of it. Like what? Why? Because he was wearing someone's jersey and he was honoring someone who passed away. That's great. I appreciate the like. I like
The
how he's attributing it to someone. That's fine. I don't
the
mind the
gesture. The
gesture. I
gesture.
don't mind
Mhm.
the action. I think it's like kind of like a little manipulation there going on. I don't know. Listen, if you want stars in it, then have a bunch of stars. Don't put two G League people in it and then cast one of them off. He was clearly the better dunker because you want Jaylen Brown in the final. Don't give me that. That Dr. J, don't act like you know how to rate these things, okay? Because you don't. Like remember when D Wade was great, was the greater in the draft, and Aaron Gordon got like a 46 off of an insane dunk. Or Aaron Gordon is, I think that's who I said. Like I hate it. They need a better system.
They do.
I hate how they vote out of 50. They need to vote
Yeah.
out of 10.
10.
Yeah, why are we voting a 47? Just vote it. 1 through 10 does the same thing that 1 through 50 does. Like,
Doesn't make sense to me.
yeah,
I don't
and
know.
I'm sure it helps out more when you bring up a bigger average, but
Yeah.
whatever. You have any last
Nope. I
comments on
just
this? All right.
just want to move on from it.
Let's talk about some me too. Let's talk about some second half predictions. Do you have anything you want to say in this department? We can keep it short here.
Second half predictions. Hmm. Hmm. I don't let me think, but I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna think about this.
I know we're in the Cavs hat, so I apologize.
It's all right.
The Cavs are going to fall to to the 3 or the 4th seed. Uh, they're going to cool down. All right,
Okay.
they're going to go on a small skid, nothing extreme, maybe 2 3 games.
Just
But
cool
they're
down
but
from
they're
what they
going
were
to
doing.
yeah they're going to slow down, right? They're still going to be a top 4 team in the East, right?
Hmm.
Debatably top 2, but I feel they cannot keep up what they're doing. They got a streak of health. Everyone's pretty much been healthy. They've been playing well. Everyone's been playing the best they've played either in their careers or so far this season, right? Like Allen's the best we've ever seen from him. Yeah, he's kind of cooled down number wise. Still a really good player. He stepped up when everyone was injured. And he was averaging a double double. Mobley's going to improve a little bit. He's coming off the injury. Garland, he stinks right now. He needs to do better. And then Donovan Mitchell is an MVP candidate. He should be. So
Damn, I was not expecting that.
he is.
MVP
He's
candidate.
an MVP candidate. How's he not? Yeah, but
It,
Luka Doncic is. Get out of here.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, some really good numbers. He deserves to be in that conversation. 1 of 5, I will say, needs to be in that conversation. I wouldn't put him fifth. And so I think the Knicks are a better team with what the Cavs have right now, and they also match up better. I think that the Knicks will move up to that 2 seed eventually, as they try to fight off Cleveland and the Bucks. I'm not too worried about the 76ers right now. The Bucks stink right now too, but I'm not too worried about the 76ers just because of the injury with Embiid. I think when he comes back, he's a big guy. It's going to take him a while. So I think the Cavs are going to fall a seed or two, but I mean, if they fall to a 3 seed, they'll be okay. That 4th seed, I'd be a little worried about. That's a hard path to get through. The fourth, was it? I don't think there's ever been a team to make it to the finals in the fourth as the 4th seed.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
something weird like that.
All right, I got my second half prediction. I think the Sixers are gonna slide to a play-in spot. I think Miami will slide in to a top 6 spot. We got, I think Doncic will slide into a top six spot with his Mavs. I think LeBron will be right on the border towards the end of the season with the Lakers of playing in a top six spot. I think the Pelicans might slide a little bit. And then if the Clippers can keep it going, I could see the Clippers getting a one or two seed over Oklahoma or Minnesota. Or Denver just keeps playing really good and they keep it up. But I could see Golden State going on a little bit of a heater if they find whatever they had in the previous years. But if not, then they'll drop down. And I think Utah will just slide in, but nothing crazy. Boston keeps the one.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
anyone catches them.
I think Milwaukee moves into the two, and then Pacers slide to fifth, Cavs slide to three or four, like you said.
Would
I
you
agree
like
with that.
to would you like to move on to some Champions League talk?
Oh, I'd love to.
I know you would. Yeah, so we had the round of 16 start, the first leg. I'm going to go over the results real quick of what we have. Wait, hold on. It
From
says
last Tuesday and Wednesday.
yeah, it says what do we
Well,
yeah, there were only a few
City beat
games.
Copenhagen last week 2-1 at their place.
3-1.
3-1. Forgot about the
Yeah.
extra goal.
Uh yeah, Real Madrid, they beat uh RB Leipzig 1-0. Lazio beat Bayern Munich 1-0. PSG beat what team is that? Sociedad?
Real Sociedad, yeah, from La
Eh,
Liga.
How was that? All right, they beat the
2
Dads
nothing.
2-0.
They beat the dads
Uh
2 nothing.
yeah. And then the games we have coming up, which we'll talk about
Next up.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Inter Milan versus Atletico, which could be a good game, by the way.
That's going to be a really good.
Yeah.
That's going to be really really good.
PSV versus Dortmund.
I
Uh,
think PSV might upset Dortmund in that, by the way.
so I like that a lot
Yeah.
because I is Pepe is he injured or is he still playing for PSV right now? Uh
No,
oh no, wait, he doesn't play for PSV, does he?
no, I don't think he does.
No, I'm thinking of other Americans. Serginho Dest and Tillman play for him.
Dust do, yeah.
Yeah, and Tillman, both Americans. Who's Pepe play for?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I know PSV have a robbery, and he's been in form recently. And on Real Sociedad, this striker slash winger named Kubo plays for Real Sociedad, but I don't think they're getting past PSG. And honestly, Madrid's win against RB Leipzig was a really hard that was I didn't think Madrid were going to win. They got outplayed, they got outperformed.
Those
When you look
German
at
teams are tough, man. That
yeah,
league gets underlooked
dude, they're
because of
so
how
good.
one-sided it typically is. But
Well,
right now, and
l-
by the way, Bayern's still really good. Let's clear the air there. Bayern Munich is still a really good team.
I'm surprised they lost 1-0 to Lazio. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I was
Lazio,
not expecting that. But
yeah,
like
a
I
PK did him
expect
in.
yeah, well, Madrid's really hurt right now. So that close game against RB Leipzig wouldn't have been that close if their team was more healthy, obviously. But I think I mean RB Leipzig could pull off a little upset here in the round of 16. I mean, they have some class players. Copenhagen has no chance against City now. I mean, that just kind of like done and dusted. But
No, I mean
I think,
Copenhagen's a small squad compared to Man City. I mean, there's nothing they can
yeah,
do.
Copenhagen, like the environment was crazy. I watched the game, but Inter Milan versus Atletico Madrid is definitely going to be the game to watch.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that. What was that? Wednesday at 4?
And
I'll catch that. I'll catch the back end of that game there.
I'm
Uh
I'm just so curious of who is going to beat City. Like who's going to do it? Like City do not lose at home. Like they don't. They tie Chelsea like over the weekend, but like they do not lose at home. I don't know who's gonna outperform De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Holland, Doku. Their center backs are insane with Ake, Ruben Diaz, Kyle Walker. Like their whole defense is solid. And then if Ederson's playing the way he is, and they have depth on the bench with Pep Guardiola, I just don't know who's going to beat that City team. It's going to be hard.
You know, that is interesting, right? Because you look like as much as I wish it won't be one of the Italian teams like Napoli against Barcelona. Napoli might get cleaned off the floor. They just sacked their manager earlier today.
I didn't know that.
Napoli's a mess right now. The
Yeah,
defending
so
Serie A champions. It won't be them. It won't be. I don't see one of the Premier League teams if they get to Man City that they'll beat them. I honest to God think it would have to be a German team.
I think the best case to being City in the Champions League is Bayern Munich because Tuchel has done it before. He beat him in the Champions League final. He beat City in the Champions League final. You look at that Bayern squad, he basically plays the same system he played with Chelsea a little bit. I mean, he has Alphonso Davies, he has Kimmich, he has Goretzka, Leroy Sané, Gnabry, he has Kane and like playing unbelievable in form and Musiala, Neuer, all these guys. Where I think that if there's a team to bet on to beat City, I think Bayern Munich's its
So
best bet just because of Tuchel.
Here's my question. So with Byron essentially playing catch up in
The next game,
in
yeah.
well, they're playing in the next game, but in the in I'm trying to pronounce the league correctly, the Bundesliga.
Yep. The Buns. That's
Yeah,
what I call it.
they they're playing catch up in that league. That's their league. That's what they do. They win their domestic league.
Yeah,
Do you think that
they
this will
haven't
be?
lost.
Do you think that
Sorry,
will be distracting to this, or do you think them
no.
maybe this would be their main focus now?
Well, I don't think when they lost Bayern Leverkusen, who is undefeated this season in the Buns, I think it's going to be so hard to catch up with them unless they start making some mistakes, unless they
They
start dropping some points. That's the
Leverkusen
only
has
way.
not lost, mind you. If anyone
Yeah,
hasn't
they
kept up
haven't.
with it, they haven't lost. I don't know where this came from. Always a good team, by the way. Always good.
Their manager, Xabi Alonso, he's going to be the next manager of Liverpool, is what I think.
Yeah,
Xabi
I've
Alonso,
heard that's been the talk.
I mean, they have Grimaldo, Boniface. He's playing amazing. Jeremy Frimpong. They have this young center back. I don't know how to pronounce his name. They have um my God. He's a German cam. Wirtz, something like that. He's playing unreal. Xabi Alonso just has that team playing really good. I would want to see that team in the Champions League this year, but they're not in. I think Bayern's really focused on this. And I mean, they're just gonna have to wait for Leverkusen to make some mistakes and keep being consistent. They just have to worry about each game ahead of them, and I think that's the mindset going in.
So I gotta ask because this team, we'll talk about them more Wednesday in their matchup. But what do you think about Arsenal making a run? They've had a good year so far. They've played extremely well. They have the Premier League in their hands right now. I think they have
Liverpool
the lead.
does. Liverpool's
They beat
first.
Liverpool for the lead. I thought the other day
No,
or
Liverpool's
last
still in
week.
first, and then
Okay,
Arsenal's in second,
really?
City's in 3rd. Yeah, I mean Arsenal. I think Arsenal is def. It depends
Oh,
on
you're right.
if they win this matchup, which I think they
Oh,
will.
they're only down by 2 points.
Yeah, it's close. I think depending on who they get in the quarterfinals, if they make it, they can make the semifinals. I think that's as far as they will go. I don't think they're a Champions League final team this year.
You don't.
Now, over City, Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, I think those four teams have it pretty much have the best chances to get there.
One thing I do not like about the Premier League, because I'm looking at the table right now, is it does feel like the middle table is pretty much the same. I know Aston Villa has kind of came out of nowhere. I actually thought Newcastle was going to be top four
hmm
this year.
Yeah,
That was my
they're
big
solid.
prediction, but they're eighth right now. They're
They
the
they
problem. Their
they fell
midfielder
off.
from Italy
Tonali.
got suspended for gambling.
Let the
It's like
man
how
gamble. He's one of
uh
us. He's one of us.
you can't bet on your own games though, man. There were multiple Italian players that got suspended because they were betting on their own games. One Juventus player was crying after they lost last year, and everyone was confused why he was crying. It was because he bet on the game and he lost the bet and he broke down.
Oh my
He lost a
God.
bunch of money. They were asking teammates for loans and weren't telling them what it was for. People were giving them thousands of dollars.
Gambling addiction, man.
I know, man. It's
It's a
tough.
thing. So, Dom, if you got to pick one team to win the Champions League final, who you picking right now?
You know what? I'm gonna go. I hate that I'm picking them. They were in the final last year.
You're
Any
picking Milan.
guesses? Huh?
Inter Milan.
I'm gonna pick with Inter Milan. They're playing really good right now. They're playing good. Um, I mean, they beat Juventus, essentially shoved them down in Serie A. They can run away with it if they so please. AC
Hmm.
Milan hasn't been playing great. I'm pretty sure they beat AC Milan earlier. I could be wrong on that, but they have everything in front of them right now, Tyler. So I think that if they can beat Atletico, which is not, it's a tough task. I'm not quite
Yeah.
I don't follow Atletico. I don't know too much about that league. I follow the Prem, I follow Serie A, I
Simeone's
follow the
very
Bundesliga.
defensive. Simeone's
Are
very
they?
defensive.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he has Griezmann, Depay, and I think João Felix is on Barca, but
Yeah.
he's got Griezmann, Depay, and he plays very, very defensive
Okay, well, so we
with
see what
all of
happens there. Italy usually does well against those defensive teams because they're perfectly fine
them.
relaxing, getting one shot on goal and winning that way.
Yeah,
So,
Inter Milan plays with a three back. Atletico Madrid usually moves to a five back in game,
okay.
so it'll be interesting. I'm gonna take Madrid. I think if Madrid can get healthy, I think they can win. I think they have a very complete squad. Love Ancelotti. Um, their midfield. I mean, you win the game in the midfield, and they will always win the game in the midfield. That's
So I do
I
have a
got them.
question for you.
Hmm.
What do you think about Barcelona's money problems?
Barca is screwed for the future. If Mbappe goes to Madrid, I think they're screwed anyway. But
They don't have money. They don't have any
yeah,
money.
yeah,
I don't know what happened there. I need to look more into it. But all of a sudden, I'm listening to a bunch of shows and I'm watching stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, Barcelona can't sign anybody. They
no,
literally don't have any money."
yeah,
I don't know how that's possible.
they can't. They're Barca's gonna fall off for a bit. I mean, it's always Barcelona. They will always be good. They have the talent with Rafinha, Lewandowski, Frankie de Jong, Ter Stegen. They still have. I mean, Balde's playing great at wingback. They have all these great pieces, all these great. They have a great team, but Xavi's done. He already said he's done after the season.
Hmm.
So you're going to be out of manager. You can't sign anybody. Madrid's signing Mbappe most likely, or they could just sign somebody else.
By the way,
And
I hate how stars always go like they go to Madrid. What like you're only competing against I know I'm discrediting all the teams in that league, but you're only really competing against Barcelona.
yeah, Barca, Atletico Madrid. I mean, Valencia, solid. Real Sociedad, like not like it was always Madrid and Barca running the league. But now it's kind of wide open other than I think Madrid takes it.
All right, you ready to let's talk about a few other things and we'll wrap this up as I completely got rid of my script for some reason.
You lost the NFL script for next year.
Yeah, I was currently writing it. You won't believe what I had written down for Joe Flacco.
Takes the Sean Watson starting spot. I'd be so happy.
Well, I gotta shut my door.
So next thing I think that we'll be getting into here is some MLB talk with Dominic Cleary.
What are you saying?
We're gonna get into some MLB talk with
We
Dominic Cleary.
will. Here, I gotta. Where did I put my script? Okay.
So spring training coming up, Dom. Any season predictions coming
Yeah,
up?
this year's gonna suck.
Any underdogs? Any World Series
No, no,
predictions?
not one underdog. I think the Pirates could win 90 games if they get their head out of their ass. Other than that, I think the Red Sox are going to stink. I think the Guardians are going to stink. The Pirates are going
Whoa,
to beat
whoa,
the
whoa,
Pirates.
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
am
whoa,
not. All
whoa,
three teams that
whoa,
I follow, I'm not too excited for it. I think the
whoa.
Dodgers are going to destroy everybody.
Agreed.
I think the Yankees are not going to be fun to watch. I think they're going to hit a bunch of home runs and strike out and then lose in the first round. Um, but
Per
what else is there to
usual.
say? I think Philly would be fun. Philly's always fun, I will say.
Philly's always fun.
Philly's always fun.
Tampa will be solid. Baltimore, that division in general is correct.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's gonna be a boring year. It's gonna suck. This year's gonna suck. I'm not excited
I
for it.
I really don't know why you think the Guardians are gonna suck. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Don't do
Yes,
this.
yes, they lost Tito, but
That's
look at
not
their
why I think they're
rotation.
gonna suck.
Hold on. Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie, Logan Allen, Tanner Bybee, and Gavin Williams. That's your rotation. It's young. It's young. Don't get me wrong, but McKenzie and Bieber are going to lead that team. You know the Guardians pitching is always solid.
Bieber's gonna be gone before May.
He may, he may, but that Guardians team's going to be solid. Bunch of young guys developing more, getting better.
Yeah,
You
stinking
know,
it up.
you're gonna have the Nailers. You're gonna have Jose Andres Jimenez, Gabriel Arias, Will Brennan. Will Straw. I mean, Miles Straw will get you
You're
Miles
naming a
Straw
bunch of
numbers.
bums, Tyler.
Not naming bombs. Stephen Kwan will be all right. I think the Guardians team. I mean, they're not gonna win the World Series. If they do, then
Not gonna make the
awesome.
playoffs,
They
Tyler.
will. Oh, you don't think they're gonna make the playoffs over the Twins, over the White
Huh.
Sox, Detroit?
They don't have to be better than two of those teams because that team's not getting a wild card.
I think they'll get in over the Twins.
No, they stink. Listen, I
They were
think
all right last
the
year.
the Tigers are due to make the playoffs. I've been saying they were
The
going to be
Tigers won't
good for
do
the past
anything.
3 years. They have done a poor job developing. Um,
They have.
but here's the thing: if they get into the playoffs, it's not because they're good. It's because everyone next to them stinks.
Yep, you
They
just got to beat the worst guy.
but that's no way to live. That's no way to live.
No,
Be
it's
better
not.
than the worst guy. Listen, let's look at it. Like Logan, like their rotation's not bad. I'll give it to you. It's a good
Their
rotation.
bullpen's solid, the
But
rotation's
yeah,
solid. The
that's
hitting's the issue.
Tyler. That's fine and dandy. Who the hell's hitting?
Jose, Naylor, Kwan, bang, bang, bang.
Quan not much last year.
Kwan gets on base all the time.
Yeah, who's hitting him in?
And okay.
I'm,
You
s- I'm this is my problem.
you
This is my
you would
problem.
hope that Gabriel Arias, you would hope Will Brennan and a bunch of these guys would take those steps, but
Like
they may not. You never know.
so like Bo Naylor. I'm
Sorry about
positive
that.
about Bo Naylor, right? I think he's gonna end up being good. I think he had a struggle of a rookie campaign. I think he'll be better this year. I think we're gonna see a good bat out of the rookie. Let's
I
see
would
who
hope
else we
so.
have. Tyler Freeman, he just
Okay, he's
he
average.
he's
He's okay.
average. Jimenez, good player.
Really
Didn't
good
have a
player.
great bat last year. Good player. I
Really
like
good
him a lot.
defensively.
Really good defensively. I think we'll have a better bat this year. Josh Naylor, good player.
He's a
Good
dog.
player. He's a good
hmm
player. Jose Ramirez is usually the best player on the field at
He
all
always is.
times.
hmm
I'll give you that. Though I do not think he's better than Rafi Devers. I think he's one of the better players
Oh
in the league.
my
Um,
God.
he's a better fielder than Rafi. I'll give him that. But like Gabriel Arias,
Come
ass.
on.
What
Wait, look at
Dude, he's great. I love him. He's my favorite Guardian ever. It's just
what? Come
I
on
just
now.
don't think he's better than Rafi. I
That's crazy.
Gabriel Arias is ass. Will Brennan is
Okay.
ass.
Okay.
Stephen Kwan's good.
Thank you.
I mean, there's no one else really in it. Miles Straw is shouldn't be on a team. Um,
He's really good defensively. He can't hit.
he stinks. Hey, listen, hitting the ball is half of it. If you can't hit the ball, you stink.
That is true. That is true.
If you cannot hit over 270, you stink.
You know what? I just think the MLB, I think it just, Shohei going to the Dodgers, I think that was a thing. I
It
think
killed the
that's
league, and it wasn't just him.
it's the final straw, dude. I mean, it boils me. It boils my blood so much because now the Dodgers have always been good. They have the money. They're going to get the players. The Padres actually might do something this year. The Diamondbacks showed promise last year, but will they do
They just moved
anything?
Xander Bogarts to second. 400 million to put a shortstop at second.
Yeah. And then when you look at
This team stinks.
oh my God, why can't I think of the team right now? The Mets. The Mets are supposed to be good every year, and they stink.
Not this year. They stink.
They always stink. I think the Dodgers win the World Series with Shohei. That That's my bet. Dodgers
Yeah.
and Phillies and in the championship game. And then I think you could see the Yankees making it far, and maybe they'll meet up with Tampa Bay or Houston again. That's just usually how it goes.
So I don't like Tampa Bay actually out of the East
Really?
this year. No, I don't like them. I
No.
actually think they may not make the playoffs. Um, I actually I like the Orioles and I like the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays will
Yeah.
be better this year. They
I
were
think the Blue Jays are
disappointing.
bound for a
I
bounce back
think I
year.
think that the Yankees are better than Tampa. Tampa will usually finds a way. This is a weaker Tampa team.
It is.
I will say. But I say that, and I think with everything that happened with
I think we're forgetting about the Texas Rangers here, Dom.
well, they're not in the AL East.
Well, they're in the AL. They made the World Series last year.
I don't care what they did. Listen, they're a good team, but
I don't care what they did.
I don't
I care
put
about this year.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
You don't
Hey,
care.
hey, how about this? Win another title. How about that? Uh that's my take. Hey, you're that good? Do it twice, then we'll talk about you.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll talk
Fair enough.
about the Red Sox. They're most successful team since 2000. I'll talk about them every day of the week.
Well, they well
I'll talk about the Dodgers when they win another title. Then we can talk about them. I'll talk about Houston.
the
I'll talk
Dodgers need
about
to stop choking.
I'll talk about the Braves when they win another title. Win two. How about that? By the way, that I love watching them play. They were
Yeah,
like
me
my
too.
favorite team to watch last year.
It's electric.
I went to a game last year. It was like a college football game. It was really fun. They were rowdy. I saw them hit the most home runs in a single game all year.
Oh,
They
that
killed the Marlins.
the Marlins are all right. They're not nothing crazy.
They
They're
lost
nothing
Jorge
crazy.
Soler,
Wait, where'd he go?
San Fran.
That's
San
unfortunate.
Fran, where careers go to be mediocre.
Yeah, for real.
Um, Jock
Okay.
Peterson. All
All
right, you
right.
got anything else before we wrap up?
What's the last thing you wanted to talk about real quick? I remember you want to talk about one more thing. Oh, the NHL stuff, Dom. You got anything for me today? You want to teach me anything?
So I don't have anything actually prepared. Like I did last
I
time.
can't
I
learn
will have.
hockey.
I
I can't learn hockey today.
Oh, will you stop it?
I'm gonna cry. You're gonna
All
make me
right, I
cry.
have a hockey test. It's not NHL. It's a hockey test for you. If you
Okay.
don't know this, you're not American.
Ooh. Okay.
Who did USA beat to get to the 1980 Olympic final?
Canada.
You're an idiot.
Russia. Russia.
Okay. I'm
Russia.
actually, it is, but I'm actually getting rid of points because you should know this.
Okay, well, I thought we beat Russia in the final.
No,
Not to beat
it
them
was,
to get there.
it was a semifinal.
Oh.
If you would watch the movie, you would know.
I don't watch hockey movies. Go
All right.
Mighty
No,
Ducks.
no, no. I'll do a favor for you. I'll do a favor. Here.
Mighty Ducks.
Do you have Disney Plus?
Maybe. Yeah, I do.
Okay. If you have time later tonight or this week, I want you to take some time yourself, make some popcorn, get a little ice cream, whatever you like to eat. And
Wait,
I want you to
are you
watch
gonna watch it with me?
Miracle. I can watch it with you.
Aw.
We'll
Tom's gonna
watch.
watch a movie with me,
All right,
guys.
all right, don't be weird.
Okay.
Um,
All right, I'll
let's
stop.
let's do that and let me know how you like the movie. Watch Miracle. It's one of the greatest sports movies of all time.
All right, I will.
Okay. All
Miracle.
right. Yeah, it's great. It's a phenomenal movie. It's on Disney. Me and my girlfriend watch it every year, and I have a Team USA jersey from that team. So I love that movie. We're gonna
Okay,
wrap up
gotcha.
though, because we have less than a minute. So thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on the socials. We'll be putting that out soon.
Wrap it up,
Tyler will
Dom.
be managing that, so make sure to be mean to him. All right, goodbye, Tyler. See you Wednesday.
Goodbye, Dom. I'll talk to you Wednesday.